Welcome to American Medicine Today, presented by the Bonati Spine Institute, featuring the internationally acclaimed inventor of the Bonati spine procedures, Alfred Bonati, MD. Now here along with Dr. Bonati, your host, Kimberly Brummel.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for American Medicine Today. This afternoon, I'm Kimberly Brummel. I'm joined by executive producer of AM Tampa Bay, Ethan Euchre.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thanks for being here. And our co-host, Jeff Wagstaff.
Howdy, howdy.
And across from me, we have world-renowned orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Alfred Bonati of the Bonati Spine Institute.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Well, we know that when it comes to choosing a spine surgeon, the search is daunting because the choice can affect your entire life. The one question you have to keep in the forefront of your mind is, would you rather go to the institute that created, patented, perfected, and continues to pave the way in these procedures, or the ones who proclaim to copy them? Do it right the first time. Dr. Bonati and the Bonati Spine Institute made medical history, advancing medicine, and changed spine surgery forever. Dr. Bonati is the man behind these highly effective and exclusive Bonati spine procedures. Without Dr. Bonati's contribution to medicine, there would be no alternative today to those highly invasive open spine surgeries. You don't have to be the one of the many patients that we have helped that underwent previous failed spine surgeries from other facilities. There is hope. Bonati just gets better and better. The success rate in the recent 5-year search talks about our patient-reported success rate being at 98.75%. Bonati succeeds where others have failed. On today's show, we have Atlanta physician Dr. Elena George. I hope I pronounced that right. But
you did.
She prescribes the cure for an ailing Obamacare. Then we'll hear about what's new in American medicine today and check in to see what's been thickening up over this week's Barack's Crock.
The hard part, Kimberly, is pronouncing what she actually does. Did you see that?
Yeah, she's just a certified ENT.
Oh, it says otolaryngologist.
Oh, that's what I wanted you to fumble through.
Well, I just did. There you go. Wish granted.
But up first, in our Back to Life segment, we have patient Joseph Bouldersdorf on the phone, and he's calling from Virginia. So thank you for being here to speak with us today, Joe.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Why don't you start off by telling us what type of pain that you suffered from and kind of how long, and then walk us through that process. What types of treatments you sought out, and then how you ended up at the Bonati Spine Institute.
Sure. For over 30 years, throughout most of my Air Force military career and then post-career in corporate life and so forth, I had suffered rather severely with a lot of neck pain, pain in my arms and my hands that emanated from the neck problems. And I had sought help while I was still on active duty many years ago, and saw a very good neurologist in Orlando, Florida, because I was stationed in Cocoa Beach area at that time. And he did a top-to-bottom check of me and told me that I had spinal stenosis, that I had spurs, that I had several other problems that were going to get worse as I got older.
And Joe, what did these come from? Did you?
That's a great question. I still do not know to this day what caused the problems, and nobody was ever able to tell me.
Just
what they thought might have caused it. So I really have no idea. I just know that late in my late teens, early 20s, actually early to mid 20s, I started to feel a lot of pain, and I attributed it to, sitting at desks for long hours and so forth, and being, kind of immobile position. So I thought it was more, neck pain that you treat with aspirin or something, just because I was, even though I was a very active person, my work days that were pretty long were pretty sedentary.
Yeah, Joe, and Joe.
I got the diagnosis, and then I left about a week later for Italy, and the neurosurgeon said, get physical therapy when you get over there. Well, when I got to my assignment in northern Italy, we had just a clinic, not a hospital, and they said, well, we don't have a physical therapist, so you'll have to live with it, which I'd already been doing anyway. So I just kind of popped a lot of aspirins, and Motrin were kind of the drugs of choice at that time, just to try to take some of the edge off the pain, but it never took it away. So I really kind of learned to live with it over the years. When I came back to the States, I did start physical therapy, and it helped a little bit. I was doing traction and so forth, and that actually seemed to make it worse. So I stopped that and then started seeing chiropractors, which did help alleviate some of the pain, but it was very short term. You know, I'd feel great for a couple of days, and then it was right back to same pain as I had before. So I was treating symptoms for many, many years, and I just kind of learned to live with it and tolerate it. Well, in the last couple of years, I started to have a lot more severe pain in my hands and my arms, and then last year I found that I was not able to pick up things with heavy things with my left arm, and by heavy things I mean a pot of water even. And so I started to get worried, and I thought, you know, this is getting worse, not better, and I need to do something. So I started doing research on what could be done. So I saw several general practitioners who recommended that I go see spine specialists and so forth, which I did. And the solutions that I was given were extremely highly invasive, and recovery time was long, and then no guarantees for long-term cure of the problems and the symptoms, and that subsequently some of the surgeries might require or aggravate situation with the vertebrae and so forth, that I'd have to have other surgeries in the future. So I didn't like any of those answers. So I started actually looking around the globe. I found some research the University in Manchester was doing in England, a couple of hospitals and research centers in Germany and so forth. And I'm thinking, wow, that's going to be a heck of a commute to even look into some of these possibilities. And my wife said, have you looked in the States? And I said, yes, but everything that keeps coming up is highly invasive, and this is the only solution kind of thing. And she found Bonati Institute online, and she said, you're just not a good searcher online, so take a look at Bonati. So I did, started looking at it, and I was amazed at how different the solution was than what I had been able to find in my previous research. And so I contacted the Institute and got a very nice call back the next day asking, you know, some very detailed questions about, well, what are you experiencing, how long, and so forth. And then I had already had an MRI done at 2 different spine specialists, and so I had those MRIs sent to me, and I forwarded them, and then Dr. Grossmith called me the next day, and we spoke for a good length of time, and I was really impressed with the focus on me as a patient and what I was experiencing, and not what I had been experiencing with some of these other folks that were focused on, well, here's the solution, we're going to do all of these things. And this approach of Bonati was, let's look at what your problems are. Let's take it one step at a time, and I believe we can help you. And I was convinced, so I told my boss in December, count me gone. In January, I'm going to get this fixed. I'm tired of this. I can't stand it anymore. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my life. It's affecting my disposition with other people. I feel miserable all the time. For 30-some years, I woke up with bad headaches every single day, and I had accepted that, and I thought, there's no reason to be accepting this. I've got to try something.
Joe, that's an interesting point that you bring up, because so many of the patients that we talk to, both on the radio program and on American Medicine Today television program, most of the patients we talk to have traditional back issues. Dr. Bonati, we know that you can help people that are having issues with headaches, neck aches, the pain that Joe's telling us about that goes down in his arms, into his hands. This seems like a little bit, quite a bit different case than most of the people we've talked to. Is it the same type of relief to the nerve that you address? This is so different. I'd kind of like to get your diagnosis here.
Yeah, the procedure is similar. The concept is to try to eliminate any pressure on the nerve. Usually somebody with 30 years of pathology will have a lot of deformity on the canal, so you need to carve the nerve out from that area so it will perform normally again. And that's what probably happened to him.
To Joe, yeah. Well, interesting. So basically we're coming up on a break here, Joe. We got about 2 minutes left. So pick it back up. Where were we at? You had the procedure, or you were about to actually have the procedure. Can you kind of at least give us a teaser of what that was like before we take a break and then get an update on where you are today? Start with the procedure itself.
I made all the arrangements, and my wife drove me down to Florida. We did the pre-op, and we were right into the surgery. My second business day down there, and the very first thing that really hit me, was after my first surgery, and I still had 3 more to go. We thought maybe more than that. But the first day after my first surgery was the first day in over 30 years that I woke up and didn't have a splitting headache and didn't feel like, oh, my God, I'm afraid to lift my head off the pillow. And that was post-op. So I thought amazing. This can only get better.
Mm-hmm. So the actual procedure itself, Joe, did you do the conscious...
IV sedation?
I always forget what that's called.
You were awake, aware, alert, pain-free. But yep. You were in constant communication with the doctor, correct?
You were able to tell the doctor where the pain was and allow him to locate where the pain was, correct?
Exactly. I was amazed with that, because even though everything had been explained to me, to actually then be in that situation and say, hey, we're walking through this together, I was just amazed. And even today, since I've been back and singing praises of my experience at Bonati, people that look at me and say, really, that's how it happened? I said, yeah, I was awake. And they're thinking excruciating pain. And I said, no, it was a walkthrough to identify exactly where the pain was emanating from and fixing it on the spot. And I was just amazed. I'm still amazed.
Joe, hold that thought, because we're coming up on a break. You are listening to American Medicine Today on News Radio 970 WFLA. You heard Joe say he was suffering from extreme headaches for 30-some years. So if you suffer from headaches, migraines, back, neck, or leg pain, give the Bonati Spine Institute a call, 855-267-0482, or visit the website at Bonati.com. Coming up after the break, more from Joe.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonati created, perfected, and patented the Bonati spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonati invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonati spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonati succeeds where others fail.
The Bonati Spine Institute is proud to announce more than a 94% patient-reported success rate in over 45,000 patent-protected spine surgical procedures. Call us today at 855-267-0483 or visit us at Bonati.com.
All my pain is gone. Gone. Today I am totally pain-free. Nothing. No after effect.
I'm pain-free, and I have had to take any pain medication.
Today I am pain-free for the first time in over a year, and it is so awesome.
I only wish I'd known about it earlier. Right now, I am completely without pain.
Sitting here in this office right now, pain-free, eager to enjoy the rest of my life.
I am feeling great.
I feel 100% better, like a new person.
Today I feel absolutely fantastic. It's just incredible, the relief I feel right now.
Today I'm completely pain-free.
During the procedure, I literally felt the pain melt away. It was fantastic.
I feel so good.
It took care of my headaches instantly.
It's incredible. It's really incredible.
It gave me my life back.
It's just wonderful.
I feel fantastic.
It is just absolutely amazing.
So I'm hoping to be climbing hills in a few weeks.